Hey guys, I just want to start off by saying I'm very sorry for the trauma I'm about to put on you. If you saw my Facebook post where I promised trauma, you already know what's coming. There was a picture alongside of it with Ducky from The Land Before Time. Some of you don't have any clue what I'm talking about. That was a movie that came out in 1988. One of my favorite movies ever. Okay, because I'm a millennial through and through. Now, that was the bestest little movie about some dinosaurs who were caught in an earthshake, as they called it, and they got separated from their mamas and their daddies. But they knew that mama and daddy had told them to meet in the valley, okay? And that's where all the green things were to grow, and they were going to be happy again, okay? That movie did my little heart. But Ducky was my favorite. Ducky's this little character right here. She was chirpy and happy and perky and everything that I just longed to be as a little kid. And everything I was, honestly. And I still am. Well, Ducky was voiced by this little girl right here. Her name is Judith Barsi. She was 10 years old when she was murdered by her dad, a trash bag. Men are supposed to protect their little girls. He was not a real man. He was a bully. And he also murdered her mother. Let's get into it. So Judith's mother, Maria, moved from Hungary, and she moved over to the United States. Now, she had always wanted to be an actress herself. So when she met trash bag here, Joseph, it's spelled different than Joseph. It's spelled Josesef. Okay, so I think it's Joseph. We're going to call him that. Either way, it's trash bag. So from henceforth, it will be trash bag. She met him, and they fell in love, and they got married. What in God's name do beautiful women do? Falling in love with trash bags who are uglier than sin. Anyway, that speaks to her character, not his. And of course, somebody's outside mowing. If you hear that, just move right on along. Anyway, so as ugly men are tend to do, they make a beautiful child together. And that be Judith. Well, like I said, Maria always wanted to be an actress, so that didn't work out. So what does she do? She makes Judith into an actress. And that doesn't mean she's a bad mother. She's actually a really good mother, but Judith is a really good actress. And her mom are really close. Judith is actually such a good actress. She stars in like 70 commercials and 3 big movies, but we'll get there. But trash bag is really abusive. Really abusive. So trigger warning again. If you don't want to hear this, just, you know the drill, okay? When I mean really abusive, I mean he's throwing stuff at Maria, like busting her nose. He's holding a really sharp, pointy thing to the child, to Judith, and threatening her when she's going off on set of different places, saying, if you don't come back, I'm gonna murder you. That kind of thing. He's a piece of garbage. He looks it, he is it. He needs to go jump into a wood chipper. So all this is reported, by the way. Like, she's starting to show signs that something is up. Like, as children of abuse do, she's showing signs of it. She's plucking out her eyebrows. She's plucking the cat's whiskers off. Okay? This was what children will do at times. So they start sending her to a child psychiatrist. And she's telling the child psychiatrist that things are up. So what does she do? She reports it to CPS. CPS goes and talks to Maria, and Maria tells them, I plan on leaving. No worries. CPS says, okay, we'll drop the case then. Her friends are encouraging her, hey, you need to leave. You need to leave, or somebody's going to get murdered here. But then she's afraid, hey, I'm going to lose everything if I leave. Don't forget, this is what men do who are abusive like this. They convince these women that you won't have anything, you're nothing without me. This is what happens in these situations. You can't blame the women, okay? This is what men who are in positions of power do. They're so good at it. Meanwhile, just months before the murder happens, just months, Judith is telling her own friends, I'm afraid to go home. I'm afraid to go home. My daddy is a drunk, and I know he wants to murder my mommy. That's heartbreaking. So quick tangent here, okay? This is like a villain origin story for me. Back when I was a teenager, early 20s, one of my favorite websites to go to, it sounds morbid, but it really isn't, is findadeath.com. Now, this sounds like, you know, back when we were teenagers, there was rotten.com. This is not like that at all. This is like where you can find information about different celebrity deaths and murders, and he puts pretty much the same kind of twist that I do on different things. He gives you the information, but he's got his own little ditch onto it. Things that are not funny, he doesn't make it funny. If he thinks they're a trash bag, like in this case, he's going to say they're a trash bag. Okay. But he has wonderful pictures for reference. Just like I try to include pictures, that kind of thing, so you get the gist. You see what I'm saying? He has pictures of mailboxes. He has lots of, like Marilyn Monroe, John Denver, that kind of thing. So it's a wealth of information if you want to check that out. That's why the website's name was on there. Got it. Good. Let's move on. So Judith is making bank. Okay. She buys them with her money, her commercial money, her movie money, that kind of thing. Because in the meantime, she's been in Jaws 4. The revenge of the animatronic shark. Okay. Sis is working. All right. So she's able to buy this family a house in the valley in California. That ain't cheap, y'all. She's pulling in like $100,000 a year back in the 80s. That ain't bad. So this is like a 3-bed, 2-bath house. Okay. First thing he does is slap up a fence around it. Okay. That sounds controlling as heck. So July 25th, 1988, the neighbors hear pew-pew shots. They see smoke. Cops show up. He done it. He pew-pewed Maria in the hallway. The slightest bit of mercy in this whole thing is he pew-pewed Judith while she was asleep. And they discovered that the house had been caught on fire using gasoline. He pew-pewed himself. Sorry, but good riddance. Y'all, there are pictures of the police crying when they pulled Judith out of the house. It's heartbreaking. So like I said, she played Ducky in The Land Before Time. The Land Before Time was not released until November 18th of 1988. So that was months after she passed away. She also played Anne Marie in All Dogs Go to Heaven. And that was not released until the following January of 1989. They say that Burt Reynolds had to do his lines for the movie, of course, after she'd already recorded hers. But I wanted to include something else. Don't hate me. Don't hate me. I kind of hate myself for it.
Don't you know anything? Long necks don't talk to, or whatever you are.
Me? I'm a long neck too, see? And I have a long tail like you. All right. I'm not a long neck. I'm a big mouth.
Me too.
But I am all alone. I lost my family in the big earth shake.
I'm gonna dry it up. I can't. That's really sad. So y'all, she passed in 1988. Her and her mother did not have headstones on their graves until 2004. And her fans got together and paid for them some headstones. And it says, yep. Her and her mama buried side by side in Forest Lawn Memorial Park in California. Nobody gives a darn where Trash Bag is buried. And that is the story of Judith Barsi and her mama, Maria. Please go be nice to your kids.